Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of the Black Eel Podcast. Here are your hosts, Scott, and apparently Mike's drinking a shake that scarily looks healthy, which terrifies me even more.
It's a fruit smoothie.
I know, but I didn't think you knew what that was. I knew you knew what smoothies were, but I didn't think you knew what a fruit was. That's what's kind of throwing me off.
You just
I
I
was
didn't I
No, you didn't
didn't
have to say anything. It was enough. I could tell it was fruit. I was terrified. You okay? You want to talk about it after? We'll talk about it after. Oh my gosh, your
we,
health.
we might need a heart to heart.
Yeah, apparently, because I'm gonna have to call. I'm gonna have to make it a three-way call. I'm gonna need other people in it. You're not gonna believe this. At least it's recorded. Um. Anyway, before Mike was distracted with his fruit smoothie.
I
Um.
was
You were
distracted.
distracted. So we're gonna we said we were gonna talk about the Suicide Squad, which was the 2021 version, um, which is the one that James Gunn did. Uh, and we
Correct.
but there's a question I want answered by you first before we go into it, because I have a
Okay.
feeling this. So one of the big things is, and it sounds like we might be getting this answer in Peacemaker 2, but I guess there's been a lot of talks about what a metahuman is. And I know you and I have talked about it a little bit, and I'm curious in your thoughts, what is a metahuman? So, like, before we get deep into this, I feel like there's a clear what it's not, and there's a clear what it is, but then I feel like there's an area that's gray.
Yeah. I mean, all right, let's
Let's
start it
break
with
it down.
this. Metahuman is a human that has superpowers.
It's
Metahuman
not as it,
so metahuman by definition is a human with superpowers. Depending on the comic, they could change the definition a little bit. Like obviously, with if I remember correctly, with Marvel, they dive a little bit more deeper into it, where they differentiate the different metahumans.
so with Marvel, what I'll say is it's like a general term. So, like, if they don't know the answer, it's a metahuman.
Okay, and then
And then
mutant.
if they find out that it's a mutant gene, then obviously they're a mutant. Or if they find out they're an inhuman, then they're an inhuman. So it's like one of those things where it's like, how do I want to phrase it? It's kind of like the box you get put in because they don't know where to put you yet.
Yeah. Okay.
That's how I look at it from Marvel standpoint, where Marvel uses it as, like, for example, Ultimate Alliance. They
Mhm.
call all the metahumans, and who
So
gets called?
everybody's a
Well,
metahuman.
so yeah, but the idea is the four people that get called are Iron Man, Captain America, Thor, and Spider-Man. No, I'm sorry. The first one was Captain America, Spider-Man, Wolverine, and Thor.
I'm assuming. So
I'm talking about the
going
very
off.
first mission. No, I'm talking about the
Yeah.
very first mission in the very first game of Ultimate Alliance. I believe it's those four characters. Now, again, I get your point where I'm still assuming that everyone on the roster would be considered, because when you load a save, you could have all the characters, so then they would all be considered metahumans.
Mhm. Um.
And Silver Surfer's in that as well. My point I'm making is, I feel like it's a very general term, where I feel like, because one of the big
I feel like this is something that's been defined more as time has passed, because
I will agree.
because Silver Surfer I wouldn't consider a metahuman because it's not human.
Agreed. And I would
So
also consider it a cosmic being
e-
instead.
exactly.
Not disagreeing with you whatsoever.
So like if we're gonna break it down a little bit more in terms of like the Flash is a metahuman. It doesn't matter that he got his superpowers by a freak accident or if he was born with it. That doesn't matter. He's a metahuman in the DC universe.
Mhm.
Same thing with Superman. He's Kryptonian, so he's not human, but because he only has his powers because he's on Earth, so he's still technically a metahuman. Like DC doesn't really break it down in like in that kind of sense. He's just a superpowered being.
Hmm.
Um, and then obviously, we have someone like Darkseid, Wonder
The
Woman.
God.
They're gods.
Mhm.
So
Although some have considered Wonder Woman as a metahuman.
depending, because she's half human, half god, so she could technically be a metahuman. But
So more of what I'm getting at is let's talk about what it is, and then we'll talk about what it isn't, and then we'll see the gray area, right?
okay,
So realistically, like you're saying, so I'm quoting you on this. You had stated it's a human with superhuman abilities in some sense.
yep,
Okay, perfect. I agree with you. I I think it has to do with the fact of it. It has to do with an ability that's from or controlled by their body. Meaning, like, for example, like I'm trying to think of a better example than Tony Stark, but like Tony Stark, it to me isn't a metahuman.
yeah, he's just smart.
Well, and we'll talk about that a little bit later because he might fall into the gray
In
area
enhanced, yeah,
because of the intelligence, not
yeah.
because of his suit or anything else. Um, but anyway,
If
so
if you want to break it down, if you want to break it down a little bit more, because
Hawkeye, actually, we'll do Hawkeye because like Hawkeye is not a metahuman.
okay, I was gonna say Batman, but yeah,
Oh, that
no,
works
Hawk,
too. No,
Hawk,
I went with Marvel only because that's where my mentally was.
yeah,
But
no,
no,
that's
you're
fine.
also right. Batman too. So the two of them are not, metahumans. They're
Hmm.
superheroes, costume or whatever you want
They
to call
they
them.
are they are they are heroes, but they have no powers.
Correct. So like a metahuman has to have some sort of power. I think we can agree on that. It doesn't have to be a great power
Yep.
to be considered a metahuman. And I feel like so I'll use Marvel as an example, and you obviously could use DC.
Yeah.
So like all the mutants are metahumans.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
No, and I agree with you 100% there. And not all the Avengers are metahumans.
Yep.
Okay. And then for me, I have to agree with you. It's an Earth thing. Well, when I say that, they have to be from Earth. I guess the
Yeah,
best way of
because I
putting it.
mean, they're not. If you're not from like the from DC, the Green Martian is not a human,
Correct. No, I don't disagree with you
or
whatsoever.
or, or not the Green. Well, Green Martian, Martian Manhunter.
I knew who you meant though, if that makes you feel better.
Yeah.
But it's funny
So
to me
he's not a metahuman because he's not human.
but I also find it weird, and I think it's because even in the movie, Superman is considered a metahuman.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I just find it funny that a non-human, is considered a metahuman. Um,
I think that falls under
the gray area for now.
I was gonna say gray area, but I was also gonna say like it's kind of a I I don't know how to properly say it, but because he looks human, they're
Okay, okay.
categorizing him as human,
So
even though they know that he's not a human because they call him an alien.
all right. How about this then? I'm gonna use a different universe.
Mhm.
The Shapeshifter, is that his name? The Shapeshifter from Invincible. You know who I'm talking about? The Martian
Oh,
in
the
disguise.
one from Mars.
Yeah. Would he be considered a metahuman then because he looks human?
I mean, I would say no,
I agree
but
with you, but no, no, just but you get my. There's a reason why I'm asking, right?
yep, yep. But because I mean, if we're gonna consider Superman a metahuman, then we could consider him a metahuman.
Correct. But I also think I have to agree with you, like because of what the power is, that's not what he regularly looks like. So
Correct.
I would agree with you that regardless of that, but like he still wouldn't fall into the category. But I was just curious on your thoughts on that. But I'm glad we agree that we agree that technically Superman shouldn't be considered a metahuman. So the
Yep.
reason why I wanted to bring this up, Mike, is because one of the big questions that has come up is metahumans in general, specifically with James Gunn. And at one point in one of the interviews I watched, he had stated that we were going to get a lot more answers about what a metahuman is. in Peacemaker 2.
Okay, I did not hear this.
I don't know the full details of what that means.
Hmm.
He's very vague.
Yep,
It could also be nothing.
he
Um,
likes to he likes to be very vague and just be like, watch the movie and you'll find your answers.
correct. And so like I'm not trying to lean too much into it, but my whole point I'm making is a metahuman is at least in my opinion, and it sounds like as yours as well, is it is a human with superhuman ability of some sort.
Hmm.
Um, and then I think we also agree what it's not is anything that isn't from Earth in that universe.
So I want to go.
Are you looking up the definition?
I did look up DC's definition.
Oh, okay.
So according to Google, metahumans in the DC comics is typically a human with superpowers, often acquired through a metagene or other means like experimentation, exposure to unusual phenomena, or supernatural occurrences.
Oh, and supernatural. So would Raven be considered a metahuman?
Yeah, she's human. She's of human origin.
No. I'm just saying because I would not have thought supernatural.
I mean, like again, she
No,
has
no.
super.
I'm not saying
Like
flat out
I
no. It's not the.
Trigon is not a metahuman,
No, I know that. I agree.
but
He's demon.
yep,
You get my point. I was not even thinking that. So then, would a sorcerer be a metahuman?
depends on the context. Because, for
Okay,
example, like
okay.
for example, Doctor Doctor Fate, he the person himself is human, but the
But the
person itself
entity,
does not have the powers. It's the entity that's within the helmet.
yeah, it's the god. Well, it's not, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, so the helmet is not a metahuman, or the entity within the helmet is not a metahuman.
All right, so it's going to be a case by case basis. We'll go with that for right now.
Yeah.
So, all right, let's think of then. All right, so Scarlet Witch isn't a good example because she's actually a mutant. So she is a metahuman regardless.
So I want to point out that I looked up, is Superman considered a metahuman?
Oh, yes, sorry.
And it said typically he's not considered a metahuman, but in general the term is used loosely. And it
It would,
actually, in that same page, it said it said metahumans, Superman's origin, technically not a metahuman, but then it also included James Gunn's interpretation. And it says in James Gunn's DC universe, the term metahuman is used more broadly, encompassing anyone with superpowers, including those with Kryptonian origins. So at the moment, until he explains more, he does consider, like as we saw in Superman, he does consider Superman a metahuman.
interesting. And again, I get it. He's like he is Earth's mightiest hero.
Yeah.
Not trying to take away from Marvel on that, but it's true. Um, okay. So let's get back to the sorcery
Mhm.
because so Doctor Fate's out. Would Doctor Strange be considered a metahuman? Because that's different. The power is technically himself, but
Yeah. That one.
I feel like it's its own category. But at the
Yeah,
same
I think
time,
that one's its own category because I wouldn't consider him a metahuman. He's a sorcerer
okay, fair enough.
because he's calling on he's calling on magic for his powers.
But
So
not
like
everyone can do it.
not everyone can do it, but it requires training though. So like everybody can do it as long as you're trained to do it.
Okay, all right. Now we're getting somewhere. Okay, I like this. So now we're defining it more in the sense of although you can train your powers to be better, it's not something you can train to get.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. No, I have no problem with that. I actually like that. That this is actually going a lot better than I thought. I'm not gonna lie to you. I thought this was gonna be a quick thing, and it turned into a long thing, and I'm not mad about it. So, all right. So that means we would consider Zatanna and John Constantine the same, meaning like as Doctor Strange.
Yeah.
They're because it really, you know what I'm saying. So, all right, fair. And then obviously entities like the Celestials or Darkseid, they're beyond, they're gods.
Yep. They're gods,
Yeah,
super
we can call
super
them whatever,
beings,
but
you know.
yeah. So let's talk about Thor and Wonder Woman.
I mean, I kind of already defined what I saw them as. They're
So,
not
yeah,
they're
you're saying no, and I have to agree with you.
you know,
Because
Wonder Woman is a little bit loose because technically she's half human, half god.
but she's
So,
not human. She's Themysciran, which is thought to not necessarily be actually fully human. She's mortal, but she's not human. I know that's a weird statement to say.
let me look up exactly what
Please do, because I'm under the impression that it's like a different race of people.
I mean, yes.
We're not. I mean, yes, it is, but I mean, like, is it like, you know what I'm saying?
um
Because I think of it kind of like Mount Olympus, where it's not really it's on Earth, but it's not on Earth.
okay. So, this is defined as I asked if Themyscirans are human. It says no, the Amazons of Themyscira are not considered purely human.
Okay.
While they share a physical form with humans, they are a race of superhuman, immortal warrior women created by Greek gods. Um,
Ooh,
so
that's
they are literally, by definition, superhuman.
so they are. Okay, so
So,
they
like,
are.
they're not human. They're
They're like an enhanced race of people.
yeah.
Like, yeah, all right. So, all right, would that definition, because of what you just got, would that change your answer for at least one?
That one's tough.
It is
Um,
no, no. I picked this topic because it is tough because there are some clear yeses and nos. We can agree on that, but then there's some weird ones where it's like
oh yeah,
you got to really think about it. Like the
yep.
sorcerer one, I'm on your side on, but at the same time, like when I kept thinking about it, I'm like, well, it's falling under the definition of
Hmm.
everything I'm saying.
Yeah.
But like,
It.
and then Wonder Woman and Thor. Granted, we'll talk about Thor a
I
little
was
bit
gonna say. I
afterward.
think. I think Thor is a little bit more like.
I will agree, but I'm just saying I'm trying to pick as close to equivalence as
Yeah.
possible.
Yeah. I would say. Like I would still consider Wonder Woman. I would still consider Wonder Woman a metahuman, just
Okay,
because even so they're not human. They're superhuman. So by that definition, they are still people with enhanced they're still humans with enhanced powers, even though
yeah,
for them this is
it's
just
a norm.
normal.
But
But
because you could argue it's very similar to mutants, where it's like although all mutants have abilities, um, you understand what I'm saying? Like it's like they're born with it, so they automatically have it. Like all mutants have it. It's the same thing with them. It's just it seems to be less mutation and more of just physical strength and
yeah,
skill and everything
I
else.
mean in this case they were created to be superhuman. So
Correct. No, so I'm leaning on the side of no for her, but I get your point. I think we can agree at the very least she's a very gray one.
she's a very gray one, that's for sure.
Like, because there have been some iterations of her where I feel like she would be more metahuman than others.
Yeah, I mean, just like most other characters, she has a lot of varying power. So it
Correct.
goes from her just being a woman that has super strength to someone who has the ability to take out Superman. So I
And
mean,
then also like literally being a god.
and a literal god. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
All right. And then Thor, I'm gonna say just quickly for myself anyway, it's gonna be a no.
I would agree. I don't think because he is a god. There is no like
So
human.
I argue that he's a god, and please bear with me on this. I understand he claims to be and everything else, but like in my mind, right? Um, he's just a higher race of people. Um,
He's not a god. He's not an uppercase G god. He's a lowercase G god.
agreed. No, no, agreed. All right, no, no, but you get my point where it's like I just want to make that clear in my mind, but I still don't think of him as a metahuman because to me it's an Asgardian, and Asgardians are a
They're
completely
not human.
different plane of existence.
Hmm.
Um, so I agree with you on that one.
I mean,
Now,
like if we're
question
going,
for you
uh,
because
yeah.
this is there's two characters that I want to think about, right? Um, and one is the Hulk, and the other one is the demon Eldridge. Is that his name?
Oh God, I always forget his name.
But you know who
Uh,
I'm talking about. I was pretty damn close. I know I'm not right.
yep.
It is
It's
an
like,
E. It is an E. I know that.
um.
But
All
yeah,
right. Well, let's start with
the Hulk. I am stating yes with a hesitation. But the reason why it's a yes is
Etrigan.
Etrigan. Yeah, I can't even say it.
Etrigan.
Etrigan.
Yes.
Okay.
Etrigan.
And I always liked him too.
No, I love him in every iteration that he comes in.
So there's a reason why I obviously chose those two because do we consider their alter ego part of them?
This
And I
one's a
think we're
little
going to
bit
have to do it
tougher.
case by case, obviously, right? So for me, I'm saying the Hulk is a yes because it was created by an accident, right? It was a scientific accident that went wrong.
Yep. The Hulk, I would definitely agree with you that I would say yes, he is a metahuman because it it altered his genes
Hmm.
to make him enhanced.
Even though they're in some
Etrigan,
in most iterations, though, obviously the Hulk is like a different being, but it's him still in my mind.
mhm,
Like it's obviously
yeah,
not him fully, obviously, but like it's a piece of him. Where
yeah. Think of him. It's him.
it's another
It's him.
part of his personality.
It's him enraged. I mean,
I'm not
like
disagreeing with you whatsoever. I agree. The other one though, I'm on the fence of. I feel like this is a very gray area because is it an enhancement or was it a because it's isn't it considered a curse?
it is a curse. So I would consider it a no
Okay.
because in terms of like the difference between him and the Hulk is that the Hulk, it is a part of him. Like it like it is inside of him. There is no, like, you can't remove it. It's been morphed. It's a part of his DNA. Whereas Etrigan, like you said, it's a curse. So it can be removed and he can call upon it to help him. It's a curse, that it's a demon that is within him. So he can lose it. He can, the demon can exist without him. Whereas Hulk cannot exist without Bruce Banner. Hulk would like to think that he can, but if, we've talked about this where if Bruce Banner dies, the Hulk does die. It's just Hulk is powerful enough to
Keep Bruce in the back of his head so he doesn't
exactly. He can
come
he
back
can
to
make it
die.
so that way he can save himself from dying.
But at the same
Whereas,
time, but technically because of that, Bruce is still alive.
yes,
Like although he's dying, like if he ever to revert back to Bruce, Bruce is dead. But my point I'm making, and I think you are as well, is the fact of like, but Bruce is still alive while the Hulk is around.
yeah. I
All right,
mean,
I
you
get your
you
point,
and whereas Etrigan, like I said, it's a curse. If the
and it's
host
also
were to
feels like
die,
it's also I feel like it's a separate being.
it is a very separate being. Like he summons him with whatever his enchantment. The
Yep.
demon shows up, and
Well,
then
does he show
once
up or does he turn into him?
he turns into him,
Okay, that's what I that because I get your point, but I just was curious. But anyway, no, I
but then
agree.
like the curse can be passed on to somebody else. So like it's not just that person.
Okay,
Whereas the Hulk is just Bruce Banner.
fair. What about Cyborg?
Oh, that one.
So my first initial thought, I will say, is it was a yes, right? Because it was a scientific accident, but at
Yeah.
the same time, is it an enhancement or is it just a robotic body that his, that has his consciousness? And is that considered a you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. No, that one's tough. That one is actually tough because again, I want to say just like you,
I I
yes,
want
but
to
at the
say yes,
same time,
but I have that like little thought in my head where it's like, can it be?
I want to categorize him as a superhero and not a metahuman because
I mean, that's fair. I mean, no matter
because
what, he's a superhero.
yeah, I want to separate, like, categorize him in Batman, where it's like he's a person, he has enhancements, so it doesn't make him a metahuman because yes, he had an experimentation, but it's not if they remove those the cyborg part of him, he dies.
So on the other side of that, Ezekiel Stain, would you consider him a metahuman or not?
Hmm.
Take away the intelligence piece. We'll talk about intelligence later.
Yep. Yep. Yep.
Because
Yep.
again, my
Uh,
answer would be is
my
funny
answer.
enough is a thought to be a yes because it,
Yeah.
it's an enhancement. It's an enhanced human, right? But and it's from technology. It's technically from like an experiment, and like realistic.
I think this is a separate category in general
Okay, all right. You know what? I am intrigued.
because when the way you just said that, it's an enhanced human, not a metahuman.
Okay, so we want to. All right, so all right, we have the sorcerers and all that stuff. We have the demons. We have the gods. Blah blah blah. Like we kind of figured we. Would, oh, it's celestial slash cosmic beings.
Hmm.
Sure, we kind of figured those out. So you want to add another category that's separate from metahumans, that is of robotic enhancements.
Yeah, because I mean they're not super because of a failed experiment or gene or whatever. It's because of cyborg enhancements.
I am gonna argue. I'm gonna say it this way because I didn't like your definition.
I as soon as I started saying it, like I knew it
I'm gonna
sounded
say
wrong. I just didn't know.
it's not from their body itself. It's from the technology.
Yes.
And I think that I will agree with. But I think it's funny that we both wanted to say yes though. So then my other question is, so would you feel like the super soldier serum would make somebody a metahuman?
Super soldier serum?
Yep.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Okay.
'Cause
What?
I consider Captain America a metahuman.
That's fine. I'm asking for a reason.
Yep.
What about Venom? Bane's Venom. Sorry, I really needed to be
I was about
specific.
to
That's
say
why
like he's an
no, no,
alien.
no, no. I had to change it. I do apologize. Um,
Bane I do not consider a metahuman because that is a drug that is
okay,
enhancing him
okay, and it's a temporary thing.
and it's temporary.
Okay.
Although he is in gen so okay, so now here's the kicker is because he is technically powerful himself. So we consider him pre-Venom a metahuman with his enhanced strength, or do we just consider him like a freak of nature where he is just overly strong in general, and then he gets a buff with the Venom?
I think because it's DC, we have to say he's a regular human
Mm.
because some of the things that humans can do on DC are far beyond regular human, like
Yep,
what's
yep.
possible. So I feel like we have to say
Like
he's
for going off of that, like Black Canary, she is metahuman because she has a superpower, but
yeah.
she is aside from her yell, she is a regular human, and in DC, she can take more of a punch than you and I could.
Correct, but I think she's still considered a human where the durability is not a
Correct.
superpower.
Yep.
It's just her natural, like it's the natural human thing, which is beyond me. But like for example too, like with Batman and with Harley Quinn, the stuff that the two of them can do as mere humans would be considered a metahuman in like Marvel. But
Yeah.
we have to take that out because to them they're a regular human, and I know that's
Yeah.
weird to say. Although they have feats of metahuman-esque type things, they're not obviously.
Yeah.
Um,
Absolutely.
so I
Jumping back a
oh,
little
sorry.
bit. going off back to the cyborg. So according
Okay.
to online, they consider cyborg a metahuman.
Okay. For did they explain why?
So it says the main overview. It says in the DC universe, Cyborg is often considered a metahuman, but his powers originate from advanced technology rather than a metagene. While the term metahuman generally refers to individuals with innate superpowers, it's sometimes used broadly to encompass anyone with extraordinary abilities, including those derived from technology. Um, it says the gray area. While Cyborg's powers are technologically derived, his enhanced physiology and capabilities blur the lines, leading to him being classified as a metahuman in some contexts.
So do we want to classify him in the same category as Superman? In the sense of when I say that, I mean like it's they're vaguely saying
They're
it, and then
considered metahuman, but they're
but we're gonna
out.
say no. Are we still gonna say no?
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah.
All right. So we're gonna keep anything that was does not come from the body itself as not a metahuman.
So, other examples. Characters like Aquaman and Wonder Woman, while having powers derived from their heritage, are also sometimes referred to as metahumans,
Yep.
highlighting the broad application of the term. So, like, Atlantean, he's not human, he's Atlantean, but he is still considered a metahuman.
No,
Um,
I get that, and I have to agree where I don't consider him a metahuman. He's a completely different species.
yes.
Um, so I think we agree on that, and I think we already know the answer for demons and everything else.
hmm
Now, my question for you is, how much do you know of the Inhumans?
I know you've talked about them a little bit, where it's like they are the next step, like they're mutants, but they're upper, like the next step above a mutant.
So their I believe their backstory has changed just like everything else. But
Mm.
the thought was that the Inhumans came to Earth, planted their seed quite literally, um, and created what we now know as mutants. So like
Okay.
so it's kind of like they were supposed to be the start of it all, but they're supposed to be their own race of people. Like
Yeah.
they're like Kryptonians if
Yeah,
you're
they're
this.
not they're not they're not humans.
Yeah,
So,
although they look human,
mhm.
they're like as if a mutant, like if the mutants were a completely different race of people.
Yep.
Like they're on their own planet, they grew up there, and that they all have their different abilities.
Mhm.
Um, and just like everything, although most of the time in humans, I know this is where it gets weird too, because it's like I'm not right and I'm right at the same time. At one point, Inhumans were stronger than mutants. That obviously is vaguely
I mean, it makes sense to me.
well, yeah, but now it's obviously changed because mutants have gotten a lot stronger. And like so now they're. But my point I'm making is like the thought was that the Inhumans also like evolve too. Like the way their powers come up is they literally get like wrapped into a cocoon, and
Oh.
then they yeah, it's a weird little thing. But and again, that's only in some renditions. It's not all of them, but you
Yep.
get my point. Um, yeah, so it's just been kind of weird in that sense. But I guess my other question then is, if all right, this is where it gets weird because there's a specific character I want to talk about, and I don't think you know who they are, which is part of the problem. So there's this character named Destiny in Marvel. I don't
Name
know if you
sounds
know.
familiar.
Okay,
Not because of the game.
well, there she is in a game. Um,
Well, I was going off of like Destiny, the game that we played in
oh
college.
no, she is no, but I mean like that she actually is a character
Yeah,
in a
no, that
convention.
it does. The name does sound familiar. Yeah.
So she is a mutant with the ability to see into the future.
Okay.
Now, obviously, because she's a mutant, I would consider her a metahuman. But
hmm
what I'm curious on, if you can see the future, does that mean you're a metahuman?
I mean, I consider that a power in terms of comics.
Okay. Okay. I mean, obviously it's coming from her mutant genes, so like it's coming from
Yeah.
her body. Um, you know, so all right. I just was curious because for me, like my answer is obviously yes, but it's a power that's not from the body. As weird as that sounds, you know what I'm saying?
I mean,
Like
it
it's
still kind of is because of her mutation. It allows her to do it. It's different than, for example, a psychic that would turn around and use magic to see into the future. So,
well,
like,
also be careful when you say psychic, only because in comics that means something different.
okay, well, I'm talking.
No,
Okay, let's
no, 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 no.
let's put it like this: in
Like a
Endgame, when
fortune
Doctor
teller, like fortune
yeah,
teller.
fortune
Yes,
teller,
yeah.
yeah, or like I said, what I was going to say is like in Endgame with Doctor Strange,
Oh yeah.
seeing into the future, he was using magic to be able to do that. So like he
So
didn't use it wasn't a part of his body that caused that. It was his magic abilities
okay,
that
so
caused it.
so kind of what we discussed. It depends on where the visions come from.
Yeah,
Okay, fair enough. I don't think I have any others. Oh, actually, no, that's not true. Blade.
vampire. Huh. That one. Uh, do we consider vampires human?
Well, that so like that's where it gets weird because it's like you have to be a human to be a vampire,
But they're
but they're not
not,
human. No, no, no. Here's the thing.
because it's kind of like a zombie because
I'm considering it very similar to like that demon where it's like it's a curse and it's not, although it enhances the body and everything else, it's not like the super soldier serum. It's different.
yeah,
Um, and I feel
it's
like
like really different.
well, no, but like the idea is it's like they both
I understand
increase
what you mean. Like
so like they both increase like the physical strength, speed, durability, and everything else. Um, but I feel like it's too supernatural for it to be considered to making you metahuman. But you get I was this was the last one I wanted to discuss because I was like this one I'm on the fence on because it's like he's half vampire sort of. So
I
it's like
wanna I wanna
I would say specifically
is
ask about Blade only because if you do vampire, I would imagine it's a no.
well, I was looking up Dracula actually. Um,
I don't think he's considered a metahuman. I think he's considered a supernatural being
I mean,
in
he's
Marvel.
like the vampire, so like I got because anything else would, you know, uh,
So would you consider it similar to zombies then, where it's like they're not metahumans? I mean, all right, zombies is not the best example, but you get my it's like the similar thought.
okay. So here's the thing. So according to this,
Yep.
Blade is a human vampire hybrid.
Yes. No, I did know that.
So because he is a hybrid, he is considered a metahuman because
Okay.
he got his powers from a gene mutation.
Okay, fair. You know what? That's fair. So, all right.
Um,
So, can we say this then? Blade is a metahuman, but vampires are not.
I guess so. Yeah.
Okay. All right. I believe that's the only one I had. Um, well, actually, now that we have that topic, might as well move on to the other one. Would you say werewolf falls under the same category as vampire?
Werewolf, I kind of consider completely different because I was thinking about it when you first brought up the vampire thing. Because the werewolf, I wouldn't consider it metahuman because it
We considering it more of a curse? I mean, obviously vampire is too, but I mean, like, bear with me.
yeah, it definitely is more of a curse because it's out of your control.
And
Um,
it's only a certain time, like it
it's only
all.
a certain time, and it's not. It's not giving. This one's a little, because this one it's closer related to like Hulk.
Well, all right. So I'll say I feel like there are some who can control it, right? Um, there
Also
definitely
true.
there are some characters that are able to control it. However, I still don't think it would be considered. I feel like it would be more considered like with Eldridge or the not um
Etrigan.
um Etrigan. Thank you,
Um,
because you're calling on supernatural forces to make yourself stronger, technically. Or I don't know. Would you? Because it's just in your body now. I don't know. That was a tough one.
yeah. Yeah, no, no, that one definitely is a little bit tougher than the other ones.
Because it you technically you can like you can't just get it by training, meaning like you don't just become a werewolf naturally. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But when you become a werewolf, you then have to train to control it.
Okay, so this kind of encompasses the other two that you were mentioning, zombies and werewolf.
Okay.
But so I did look up, is vampires considered metahuman? And so it says in some contexts yes,
Okay.
but in other contexts no.
I mean, there's
So in very specific, this is so in other contexts, no. In DC Comics, the term metahuman is often associated with the presence of a metagene, a specific genetic variant that, when activated, gives individuals superpowers. Vampires, whose origins are traditionally rooted in magic, disease, or a curse, may not fit that specific definition in all interpretations
oh,
of the DC universe. However, it's worth noting that the term metahuman is used loosely in DC Comics to encompass a wide range of superpowered individuals, including those with magical powers or even aliens. Therefore, the answer ultimately depends on the specific definition of metahuman being used in the specific characteristics of vampires in a particular fictional universe.
so I think because of that, it would fall under our category as no.
Yes.
And that would encompass both. And granted, not that we were questioning zombies, but
Yeah.
zombies, werewolves, and vampires.
Yeah.
Okay.
I would agree.
No, that's fine because you're right. It's more of a virus than it is like like although mystical, obviously, I consider it more of a virus than anything else.
Yeah.
All
Yeah.
right. Do you have any others you'd like to discuss? Because I actually ran out.
No, no, I mean
So I wanted to do this, like I said, because it was a big question that was being asked a lot, and in pure Gunn fashion, he never really answered.
yeah.
Um.
I
So
want, before going
oh
on to Suicide Squad, though,
yes.
I do want to, because there was a big thing that came out this week in the last couple of days, and there was an interview about post Superman release with James
So
Gunn.
I saw that because you sent it to me. I didn't respond to you.
I did.
Because yeah, about what's this next big. You will know after Peacemaker what's going to be the next big thing.
Oh, okay, that wasn't what I was talking about, but yes.
Oh, my bad. I thought that's my apologies.
I think if
It's
so,
related, but not.
I think that was in the same interview, but this is actually something different.
Okay.
Um, so this is kind of, it was a post explanation of what happened with the DCEU and how it turned into what happened with him. So the whole controversy with Henry Cavill coming back as Superman. Um, so what happened was, according to James Gunn in this interview, he said that the day Warner Brothers decided to announce the return of Superman, of Henry Cavill as Superman, his deal with Warner Brothers was finalized, that he became the co-owner of Warner Brothers. And when they announced him returning as Superman, he got caught off guard because
He didn't
they
know.
gave him full creative control of whatever of the DC universe. And he was like, I have no plans to use Henry and as Superman. Like, we're rebooting everything. Like, I don't like, he was like, that's not fair to him. And he said that certain individuals were trying to force their way into creative of of DC Comics, i.e., Dwayne Johnson.
No.
So like he was trying to make a power play by bringing in everyone's favorite Superman, and James Gunn was just like, yeah, no. But he also did announce that he does want to bring Henry Cavill back into DC Comics as a different character. And there's a lot of fan theory right now that they're wanting him to be Orion if he cannot be a version of Superman. So like he could be
I was thinking more of like a version of
Injustice.
Super. Yeah, but okay. So who's Orion?
So Orion is
Unless this is
act
your character spotlight.
I thought about him.
Okay.
So
Okay. What I'm getting at is I don't want you to say it if it was supposed to be your character spotlight.
well,
If
I
it's
mean I can tell you who it is anyways, even if I
no,
decide
you
to
don't have
do
to
it.
know. I'm just saying who's Orion.
Yeah,
Is
exactly.
basically what I
So
mean.
Orion is the son one of the sons of Darkseid.
Oh,
We
oh,
did
that's
see him in one of the movies, that we watched. I believe he was. Actually, I don't know if you watched it. He was in one of the animated movies, and I don't remember
yeah,
if you
but you know
watched it or
what?
not.
To be honest with you, I most likely did see it because I think I've actually seen all of the animated movies now.
I think he was actually in Young Justice.
Oh,
So
then I didn't.
if you did not watch Young
So the
Justice,
so
then
the answer is no
yeah,
then. Interesting. Well, I mean, we have Aquaman as Lobo now.
exactly. And Wonder Woman. Oh, actually, that's another thing. So because of the success of Superman and how hyped everyone is for Supergirl, James Gunn has fast tracked Wonder Woman, and he said like casting her is a main priority right now.
Well, that makes sense. Also, do you know why Supergirl was drunk? Like, what was
Like,
her reasoning for wanting to get drunk and partying on red sun planets?
I mean, she's traumatized with the death of her planet.
You know, I hate when you know the answer.
I mean, yeah, I mean, she's old
Which,
enough to know what happened, unlike Superman.
so the other thing too is it also makes me think that you are unfortunately also correct, where it has been less than a year of her being on Earth because of that. I will say it now to say that I mean, don't get me wrong, they could still throw us a,
There's a
a
lot that can happen. Yeah.
correct, but I'm gonna say right now I'm gonna concede and say you won that, only because of the amount of trauma she's still dealing with. Um,
I mean, now granted, that kind of trauma could last longer than 1 year. So I'll give
yes,
you that.
I'm not disagreeing. I think for me, based on how it feels more of the fact of like she's like nobody knows why she's doing it, which makes me
Mm,
think like it's new.
still
Well,
fresh.
yeah, it's still fresh. Obviously it's not, but you know what I mean. Um,
I don't know. I'm assuming you've seen all the stuff about how like the real reason Superman really wanted to get crypto back, and it wasn't because he cared about the crypto or wanted to make sure crypto was okay. It was because he was protecting Earth from Kara's wrath if she came back and found out crypto was stolen. Like the hell that would
no,
go on.
what's funny is I did hear that. Um, and to be fair, based on everything I've started to learn about her, um, she like there was a specific I can't even remember the movie, but it was an animated movie and they were trying to stop something and Supergirl went a little too heavy and Batman goes, "Hey, you need to talk to your cousin and bring her down." And he's like, "What? She protected everyone." He's like, "No, she's a liability. Like if this keeps going, like she's considered a threat." He's like, "Well, then you consider me a threat?" He goes, "No, you're in control of yourself. And until she can control herself, she's considered a massive threat to this planet." And then she hears it and flies away,
Yep.
like out of embarrassment and anger.
Yeah.
And Superman's like, "I can't believe you would say that." And he's like, "I knew she could hear me, and I said it."
I think I know which movie it is.
I can't remember it, but
If
but
if
I
if I if I'm if it's the right one I'm thinking, it's she ends up getting captured by Darkseid. And
I think so.
Yeah, and that's the one where Batman like uh Darkseid was in the process of like taking over Earth, and Batman like strapped a bomb to himself that said
Yes,
like
yes.
if I die, Apocalypse is destroyed, and like
And he's
Darkseid was
and
impressed,
Darkseid. Well, no,
and
Darkseid didn't believe him until he starts naming the code, and he's like, "All right, all right, all right, you
yeah.
win." He goes, "Nobody else would have been able to
But
do
even
this."
still, like he was very impressed that he was willing to sacrifice himself and stand up to Darkseid and his
Well,
torture
because to
to
be fair, like he even Darkseid said in that movie, he had stated that the other two would never have done this. And he goes, "That's why I'm here."
exactly, yeah, and
And it's just like,
a mere human is willing to do this.
well, and Batman is I although he is just a mere human, I don't consider him a mere
He's
human.
not a mere human.
Yeah, exactly.
But no, in a lot of in a lot of renditions, and when I say a lot, I mean most. Kara is considered more powerful than Superman, and it is because of the fact that Superman has control of his powers, whereas Supergirl does not.
Correct. I would
She
say she was
is,
considered more dangerous. I'll say it that
yes,
way.
she is more of a loose cannon.
Yep.
So Superman, as we all know, holds back. Kara does not.
No,
So
agreed.
that is the
Well,
major.
I also think too, and this is another key factor too. It comes down to when they were frozen. Well, when whatever happened to her to, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean,
Because she,
it was one of those
like
things where Superman
Clark
arrived
grew,
at Earth as an
so
infant.
he grew up to learn to control his powers, so he didn't
Exactly.
break Earth. She didn't have to do that because she never grew up on Earth. She
Yeah.
gets to Earth and she puts her hand on something and it breaks. She's like, everything's made out of cardboard.
She's already depending on the iteration, she's at least a teenager when she shows
Hmm.
up. So, uh,
And you're not holding back as a teenager. Let's be
yeah,
honest.
that's for sure.
Um,
Especially a teenager that just had her home world
everything she
destroyed.
yeah everything she lost. What was the other thing I wanted to mention? Oh, there was a quick comic I wanted to talk about really quick, and then we'll go to Suicide Squad. It was where all of a sudden Dick Grayson um, is thanking Bruce Wayne for taking on the mantle of Nightwing temporarily while he was on like some sort of other like either mission or vacation, and apparently Batman was not Batman. He was Nightwing in Bloodhaven, in the costume and everything else.
That's weird.
And oh, so then there was like a joke panel underneath where it's like, boss, you won't believe it. Nightwing's gotten bigger and he's not flipping anymore. I don't know what to do. He just took us all out without flipping.
I was about to say like I feel bad for the criminals over in
That's exactly
Bloodhaven.
what it says. He goes, the criminals in Bloodhaven more terrified than ever. Um. Anyway, so Suicide Squad.
I I so this is probably the first time I've seen this since I showed it to you. Um
I think this is maybe.
because I remember what I because I know I showed you Peacemaker, at least the first episode or two. I think I showed you Suicide Squad when we were in Florida.
Oh well. To be fair, I no. I feel like I saw that in theaters.
I think I watched it where because I remember your face just watching it and going, you were like, "Oh, it's not that like," because I was hyping it up, and you were like, "Ah, it's no big deal. Who cares?" And then, like after the first 5 minutes, when everybody died, you were like, "Okay, this is the best movie ever."
Oh, you know what? It was
Yes,
also
and I
was it
think
was
because
it was it because of COVID?
it was yes, this came out during COVID, so this was like the
So
first trip we took post COVID,
that's right,
or
and I don't
you
think I
know,
went to. I don't think I was comfortable going to the movies yet, so I might not have seen it. So you're right.
well, I think this was straight to streaming, so I don't think this even came out
Oh,
in
I
theaters.
think you're right, and so I wouldn't have seen it. No, all right,
Yeah,
that makes more sense. That makes more sense.
and
Um,
because I think after we watched this, because I was telling you, oh, you have to watch Peacemaker, and as soon as we watched it, you were like, nope, I want to watch Peacemaker right now, and that's when you started watching it. It was like the first episode or two.
yeah, because it wasn't all out yet. I
I
don't
don't
think it was
remember
out.
at this
I
point.
don't. Either do
I
I.
don't
But anyway,
remember.
no. So this one, I'll say this. I was afraid that it wasn't going to be as good this time around.
I agree.
And I was, although there were parts I was kind of like, this is stupid, they were very few parts of that. So like it was mostly like in my mind still a good movie. Like I
I do-
still
I don't
enjoyed.
I don't think I had any moments in the movie where I said like, "Oh, this is dumb," but I definitely
I shouldn't say dumb. Maybe the better answer is like, oh, they why did they go that route? And it was mostly like with like the burning of the birds. Like it was stuff that
yeah.
wasn't like it was stuff that the parts that get me are like they were the stuff that weren't like plot like incredibly like important. So it didn't ruin anything or take anything away, but it was like why did you do that?
Well, I think like focusing on the burning of the birds. I think you missed the point of that being like a significant part because that was changing of the reins of the government where like
Correct.
it's meant to signify like
The
this was
old
the
era's
past
gone and now the
the
new one's here.
but also like show his soft side because this guy still wanted to be a leader of the people. He wanted his leaders support, his people support.
Also
So it
true.
was showing his soft side. Whereas now the military's coming in and burning the birds, meaning like he's willing to kill his people to be in control. Like that was more like
Mm,
significance in that sense. So I understand where you're saying like it wasn't super important towards the plot, but at the same time, it kind of was.
okay.
Uh,
But I'll say this, like overall, like still loved it.
yes.
Also, the
Still
thinker.
just as funny too.
No, it was still just as funny. The thinker was much more perverted than I remembered. I remember him being perverted, but I don't think I remember like obviously I watched it. I mean, I watched it. You saw me watch it. More of what I'm getting at is the fact of like I don't remember how like a sexual deviant the thinker was. Like
Yeah.
what he did to those people after Starro took over them. I'm like, "Oh my goodness." Granted they weren't very explicit, but they didn't need to be, which is even weirder because it's like, what was going on? Because now in my mind, I'm like, uh-oh.
I mean,
Uh,
when when you're psycho deranged nerd and like what
Well, the same thing with the with Ratcatcher, where she's like, "Do you want 1,000 hairy rodents crawling up your?"
and he's
He
like
goes, "You
oh,
might
you'd be
not like
surprised with my
here's your
answer.
answer," and I was like, "Oh my god."
So like that part did stand out to me because I'm like I don't remember that and
No, no, no. I remember her threatening him. I
but I
don't
don't
remember.
remember his response.
I don't remember his response at all. But what else? What else? What else? Also, the I missed the joke the first time, or maybe I didn't, and I just don't remember it. So you remember how he's like, "Why do we have Peacemaker? He's basically just me." Bloodsport and everything. But it was right. I don't remember her speech being like, "I picked this team of unique individuals that all have your unique skill set." And then she's like, and she basically repeats his backstory
And
about
he
Peacemaker.
turns around, he's like,
He's
are
like,
you messing with me?"
He's like,
He's
we just
excuse
said
me.
that this was supposed to be a variety of people, and yet he's exactly the same as me, and he's like, I'm better.
Yep.
Um,
And
yeah.
then what's funny is like they foreshadowed the whole bigger bullet thing.
Well, was it that scene or was it later?
No, it was
Or
that
was that
scene
scene?
because when they walked down, he was saying like my bullets are bigger, and he goes bigger bullets are messier, and that's when it
No, that's
forced.
how they. Yeah, the end. Well, yeah. What else? What else? What else?
I still loved the scene where they come in, invaded the
Oh yes, the
freedom fighter camp,
yeah, the rebellion.
the rebellion
Um,
camp.
I I liked it more this time around because it felt like it was a competition immediately.
Oh yeah,
Maybe I didn't think for some reason I felt like, and again, it's my memory in the sense of how I remembered it, where I thought they just started killing and then they would just be coming on, oh, a pissing contest, who could do it better. But like this time around, I felt like it was a contest right from the get go.
I mean, it definitely was supposed to be killing, and then they realized immediately we're trying to one up each other, and then
um,
obviously ending with the whole um, I'm
exploding
gonna
bullet,
try the exploding bullet. And he's like, no one likes to show off, and then he's like, except
unless
if
it's
it's
something. Except if it's totally badass, and he's like, and he just turns around, he's like,
Yep, he's
because
like,
he's right.
that's so right. Yeah, it was just it was like one of the, It was like if it's just you and us as a group of friends going out, and it's like no one likes to show off
No,
unless
I
it's a
so
certain
one of the
situation.
other so there is one other thing I wanted to talk about that this time around felt weird
Okay.
was when the rats come over and knock everyone down.
I mean, I remember that from the first time I saw it, where
Okay,
it's just like them crawling on them resulted in them all collapsing.
no, so that I don't know. I felt like this time
I thought it was weird the first time, and I
okay.
still think it's weird. That's like I was like, why?
All right, so we're on the same page there. Um,
I understand Starro because like there's all of them, like millions of them crawling on him, and he's
oh no,
freaking
that's
out.
different. That's different. That to
Like
me
the
was
only
different.
thing I can think of is like but like some of them where it was like instantaneous that they fell over. It
Well,
was like,
I wonder if it was like a CGI issue where it was like they were under the impression they were being pushed. Like, because remember this, the actors don't have the rats on them, obviously.
obviously, yep.
So
I
I'm
mean
wondering.
the only other thing that I thought of, and I thought of it like just a second, is that because they're mind controlled by Starro, as soon as the rat touches them, he's just instantly afraid and hit like they instantly because of his fear, they instantly collapse because of that.
Oh, interesting. Okay, all right.
Only thing I can think of that
No, but
remotely makes sense.
that would explain a lot. Um, I will say this though. I
And
do.
I want to actually say, no, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say I actually did remember all of the roster. I'm kind of impressed with myself.
I remember the roster. Yep.
I didn't remember how everyone died 100%. I did not because Captain. So I'll
I
say this:
did I
Captain
did.
Boomerang was. I forgot exactly how he. Like I knew he died then. Like I'm not an. Like I remember him dying on the beach, but like going into it, I didn't remember that he literally got. It was the tree branch. Well, it was the pieces of the tree first, and then it was the helicopter exploding on him.
I thought he got decapitated, so I forgot. Yep.
No, but you get my point. Like it was like although I knew he died. Excuse me, he died for whatever reason. How he actually died, I was wrong.
Yep. No, I remember the wood to the face, the
I
tree, but I
yeah, I
thought
did.
then I forgot the helicopter exploded on him. I thought it just like the blades cut off his head. So that I forgot. But everyone else, for the most part, I kind of remembered. I forgot about Javelin. I forgot how he died. I remember TDK, how he died. Um, I remember Weasel dying. um,
Well, yeah, I also remembered that obviously he wasn't dead.
and
Oh,
I remember Savant, how he died. Savant.
Savant, yeah.
Um,
Although I still get surprised that he ran away instead.
yeah, Mongal.
Also, also,
I remember she
you
died.
know
I
who he
forgot
is.
how she died.
You know who he is, right?
He's from The Walking Dead.
Savant.
That's yeah. That's where I remembered him from.
He's Mary Poppins. Okay.
Mary Poppins. What do you
Oh, you
mean?
don't. Oh, you don't get that reference. He is Peter Quill's blue father.
Oh, okay. Yes, yes. Yeah.
Yandu.
He's Yondu. Yep. Oh no. So like I remember him because I always equate him to The Walking Dead because that's where I first saw him as an actor in
Oh.
general because he was what's Glenn's brother? No, not Glenn.
I was gonna say,
Uh,
isn't Glenn Asian?
yeah, no, not him. Daryl.
Oh, oh,
Yeah.
oh! Season one.
Yep. Season one. Yep.
Oh, shoot!
That's why that's whenever I see him, that's the first thing I think of.
I don't think I registered that was him.
Yep.
Anyway, so no, it was
So
very
what's
good.
this Mary Poppins reference?
Oh,
Like,
he's like floating down, and all of a sudden he's like, Peter like's like, oh, you're like Mary Poppins. He's like, who the hell is Mary Poppins? It's like, and
oh,
she
I
like,
do remember that. Yeah,
oh,
okay, I do remember that now.
all of a
Hey,
sudden we remember. All of
oh,
a sudden,
we're gonna go with this, Mister. I didn't register he was in The Walking Dead. Seriously?
Yeah, well, my area of expertise is Marvel. Okay,
Yeah.
it's not The Walking Dead. Um. Anyway, so
I want to
I,
say, for a movie that came out when it did, COVID, with all of the issues that movies have had and are still having because of COVID, I had no issues with CGI in this movie. I like
no, because the only issues I had were, I would argue, it wasn't the CGI. It was
the
like
actual scene.
it was the actual scene where it's
Yeah.
like with the rats. Like the
Yep.
rats weren't the problem in
It
my
was
mind.
it
It
was
was
the
like
scene
the
itself.
actors who was just kind of like, they kind of just fell. Why?
Yeah.
So no, I
But
agree with you.
like
This
there was no the King Shark was great, the rats were great, Star was great, like no
no, there was none of
Mongal was great, the
everything.
action was good.
Yeah, I have to say, like, even being in the eye wasn't
No, that
weird.
was fine. Yeah.
That actually looked like the most realistic, which is weird to say. No, but you know what I'm saying? Like it felt like they were in something, like an
Yeah.
actual something, not like CGI'd. No, I liked everything about it.
And for a
I
movie that came out the year after COVID broke out, like like I said, with everything that was going on with CGI and how that's become an issue,
did
like
did
it
we
was
already
good.
talk about this? The woman who knocks out Amanda Waller is in Superman.
Oh, she is.
Yeah, and she works for Lex, so it's unclear if she's the same person.
I don't. I didn't remember seeing her, and you might have talked about it, and I just forgot because it's
Now I couldn't remember
minor
if I did.
character.
That's why I'm bringing it up. Um, but yeah, I also I also forgot that they were betting on who dies. I
Yeah,
completely forgot
I
about
did
that.
forget about that. As soon as it started, I was like, "Oh yeah, that's a thing."
No,
And
no. As soon as it happened, I was like, "Oh, now I remember." But I didn't until they did it. And then
yep.
Amanda Waller just not caring was incredible.
What's funny is like after everything starts going, she's just like looking on proud, and it's like you're so weird. You guys are so messed up.
Yeah. And then I just love how they're all like, she's like, "Everyone, turn back around now, now! I will blow you up immediately. I will do it." And then she gets knocked out, and I'm like, "Wow." And I think what's weirdest out of the whole thing was, granted, she technically punishes them,
Yep. There's some
but
of them.
well, yeah, but she does not fire them.
I mean, they have confidential information, so
Well, also, we don't know what happened because that woman is now with Lex, or was with Lex, so there could have been a falling out.
supposedly.
Now, again, that does not mean she's the same character.
Exactly. That's why I was saying
No, no, no,
supposedly.
I agree. No, no, agreed. But it is the same actress, which is
hmm
why it's a little weird, because I feel like he would, because it was his movie also, I can't imagine him not doing it with some sort of purpose.
True. Yeah. True.
If it was another movie that wasn't his, I would have said yes. We can't say that, it's the same character, but I feel like because it's him, I'm more inclined to say it is. But overall, still great. Polka Dot Man was hilarious.
Oh my
Also,
god, with with his mother, just
oh no, that
the
I remembered. That was the one thing I
at the
remembered.
at the club. I forgot about at the club and just like
All
dancing with
the
all of his moms was so
Also,
disturbing.
James Gunn's brother played two characters in that movie, and I didn't know that.
He played two.
Yep,
I know he played Calendar Man. Who
and
was
he
the
was
other one?
Weasel.
Oh right, Weasel. Right, I forgot he's
So I
Weasel.
forgot he was Calendar Man
I forgot he was Calendar Man until I
until we
saw
saw him.
him.
No, as soon as I saw him, I was like, "Oh wow." Um, but yeah, um, just, and also like the writing was incredible.
hmm
The conversations. My favorite scene still is when they're interrogating the Thinker, and Harley Quinn's just walking back and forth, being like, "And if you cough without covering your mouth, you will be killed. If you have vanity plates, you will be killed." And she's like, "Now I'm walking around," and I'm like, "It's so
And
perfect."
then after the coughing thing and Rick Flag is which Rick Flag turns around and he's like that you just ignore everything he said but don't think that gives you an invite to cough without covering your mouth,
Yeah.
and it makes it even better because this was COVID. It's like
Well, also, I don't think was the plan either, which
I
is
don't think
funny.
it was, but it's
But
just
it
a
worked. No, no, it worked.
very
No, it worked.
convenient.
it was one of those where it's like it works very well. Um,
I really like
do
the
we think?
actor who played Rick Flag. Like I liked him in the first Suicide Squad. I liked him in this one. It's a
No,
shame
he
that
did.
he's not coming back.
Well, I mean, I think they've ki- killed him off and ended it for
Well,
him.
that yeah, that's what I mean. Like
Yeah,
it's a
I
shame
do
that
get
we
your
can't
point
get
though. No,
more of them.
I do agree. I do agree. Um, what else was I gonna say? Oh, the only other thing was, do we think Margot Robbie will be Harley Quinn again?
That is a big question because she is a
She's
great Harley Quinn, and James
but
Gunn has talked about wanting her back in the in the DCU.
no, I know what you meant. I know what you meant.
Um,
Um,
I really would like her to be Harley Quinn again because she is a great Harley Quinn.
I will say this. My issue is not the fact that she wouldn't do a good job. My
Her
issue is
age.
and it's the longevity of it all.
Mhm.
Um, but if
Here
they, it,
here's the thing about that is that this is modern movies where you can make someone seem a lot younger than they really are.
okay,
So
fine.
like if she's starting to show her age, they can put a lot of makeup on her to make her look younger than she
And
is.
also, she's just gonna be painted white anyway. Um, no,
Yeah.
that's fine. I think for me, it's just that was always my only concern because like that was the same thing with Henry Cavill, where it's like they waited so long to bring him back. You know what I'm saying? Like, because the idea was everyone was supposed to come back, and then they never really did.
Yeah.
And it's like you can't let these people just wait for years and then be called back. Now, to be fair, I think she wants it because she loved it.
Yeah.
Also, she did her. I forget she did her all her own stunts
She with the when she was tied up and with the chain, she did that herself. That is
and the
so impressive.
toe thing, the key grabbing the key.
Yep, that's what I mean. Like the whole
Yeah, the whole
thing that
thing.
was
Because there was a scene in the first Suicide Squad she did, and they were. I think it was like running. Like she did, like she walked up the wall or whatever. I forgot what it was.
no, I mean, I'll be honest, I blocked out that
Oh no, it
movie
was the
for the most part.
gymnastics. It was the gymnastics piece. They like showed her doing some gymnastic stuff. I think either in the prison cell. Anyway, the whole idea was she did her own stunts because
Okay.
she stated if you want her to do it, then I should do it. And I'm not gonna argue.
Yeah, yeah, if she can do
Um,
it,
because she did
more
the same
power
thing
to
with
her.
Barbie. She did her own stunts. I know that's weird to say, but there was a scene where she had to walk a certain way, like walk as if she was a Barbie, so her feet were like arched up, like she was.
Yes, yes, I know that. I just didn't realize that that was like a big thing that she needed to do herself.
No, she. It's not so much she needed to do it. She to herself, like she needed to do it. They were like, we can
That
just have we
no,
like.
that's what I mean. Like I didn't realize it was such a big deal to her that it was like I need to do it.
It's something to do. I think she's like that kind of an actor where it's like she's. It's not necessarily a full on. Like she's got to be the character all the time, but
Mhm.
she feels like if she's the character.
It's not method acting.
Well, I think it's a piece of it, but not to the full extent where it's like she wants to be the one, like she wants to be the character, but like if you want the character to do something, that means she should figure out a way to do it.
I mean, I like let me put it like this. It's not like Jared Leto that he is a method actor that he becomes the character, but
Well, I
she
was
if
also
she
going to
in
say
her head she thinks it'll make the movie better if she is able to do it herself.
yes. Yep. Yep. Um, but yeah, so I don't know. I mean, I will not say no to her.
No,
Like
yeah, no,
I have my concerns, obviously, but I think it's the reason why I have those concerns is because there's no thought of her coming back anytime soon. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, who knows how
hmm.
long they'll wait? You know what I'm saying? That's more of
It's
my
one of
thing.
those things. It's it's one of those things though too is that if they do replace her as Harley Quinn, the next person's got to have big shoes to fill, and it's
Oh,
so
for
soon.
sure. No, no,
Like
and I
even though a lot of fans are coming off the Henry Cavill fan loving,
no, losing
kissing up to
Harley
him.
Quinn will be a huge dagger for sure.
Yeah, like
Um,
Henry Cavill, it's been in retrospect 10 years since we've had like a legitimate Henry Cavill
well, actually,
movie.
we technically had an earlier movie with her because didn't we have? Birds of Prey, or was that before this? That was before this.
That was before this.
Oh,
It
that's right.
was it was
Suicide.
2016 Suicide Squad, then it was Birds of Prey, and then this
Okay. Yeah, because
2021.
yeah. So I mean, it's only been 4 years since it came
It's
out.
she's been a lot more recent than Henry Cavill as Superman.
Oh, for
Even
sure.
though Henry Cavill as Superman was in Black Adam, that I'm not considering that
Well,
because it was for
I
a
don't think Black Adam is
moment.
considered part of this. Any well, yeah, I get your
It's
point.
so like yeah, it's not technically a part of this universe, but my
No, but
point is
I
like
get your
he
point. Like
appeared.
he put on the suit for just that thing,
Yeah.
which was very.
I would argue replacing Batman so soon is a little bit more because we had Ben Affleck as Batman in The Flash. So
Is it true that they've made a decision, or is it still up in the air?
we have had no announcements.
Oh, so it's just been speculation then.
It's all been speculation. He has not announced anything yet. The only thing he has been
No, but he
very
did. But
vocal
he
about.
didn't. Correct me if I'm wrong though. He did admit that there was a Batman. Did he not? Or
He has been constantly, as far as I've been seeing, he's been constantly saying we're still doing auditions.
oh yeah, he's avoiding it. Never mind.
He's avoiding it like no tomorrow. The only thing that he is constantly saying, which fans are not believing, is that uh, Matt Reeves' Batman is not part of the DCU. That's the only thing he's been saying, and fans are saying he's lying. So it's like we don't know. Like at the end of the day, we don't know
No, that's fair. I mean, but the thought is that's the only information we've gotten so far, so we're gonna at least say that's fact for now, because
exactly.
technically it's not connected yet.
Hmm. Correct.
But no, I liked the movie. I loved all the characters. I have to say, Bloodshot was great. All the characters together were great. Melvin
Bloodsport.
was incredible. Bloodsport, you're right. Sorry,
Not a combination of Bloodsport and Deadshot.
correct. Um, yeah, I also loved his mask. I forgot how cool his mask was. You
His
know what
mask
that
was
mask?
really cool.
You know what his mask gave me? His mask gave me acolyte vibes.
Oh yeah, it did. Yeah, that's right. No, it did.
Um, it completely gave me that vibe, and obviously it was first, obviously, but I'm just like it
Yeah.
because I hadn't seen it in a while. I was like, that gives me a different thought process there. Um,
No, it definitely looked very similar.
no, Peacemaker was awesome. I mean, we already knew that. Everyone was great. Ratcatcher is awesome.
I forgot that what's his name was
No, I
Ratcatcher
didn't.
one.
I did not
I
forget.
completely forgot. As soon as I saw him at the end, I was like, oh wow.
No, I knew he was. I for some reason thought there were more flashbacks.
I also thought there was more flashbacks as well. Yeah.
So because I knew it was him from the
I
get go.
forgot that King Shark almost got eaten by those mini jellyfish things. I completely forgot
No,
about that.
that I didn't forget. Um, just King Shark was awesome.
Yep.
And he's
And
just like
mustache.
and the thing that kills me is Peacemaker goes, "That's the dumbest mustache I've ever seen." He goes, and it makes you look stupid. Ah,
and then Ratcatcher and Bloodsport are just like bonding by laughing at King Shark's goofiness.
yes.
And I forgot about the hand scene too. And like as soon as it happened, I was like, I forgot this was part of the trailer. That was got me so hyped. Was when he raised his hand and
Oh,
yes, Anawe
uh,
hand.
for a second I was like, I don't know what you're talking about because I'm like, wait a minute, like he didn't eat anybody's hand, and then I realized, oh, okay, no, that's exactly what. And I like how her answer though was even better than I remembered because it was just like, you are correct, Nanawe. That is your hand.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just like so, she is so good as Amanda Waller too. Like
I mean, we know she's confirmed, obviously, to be in more projects. I mean, she was in Creature Commandos.
Mhm.
Um, we don't know if she's in Peacemaker 2, although the assumption right now is a no.
We do not know yet. Correct.
Well, no, I was going to say the assumption right now is a no because she's not been in any of the trailers or even talked about yet.
Yep.
live action wise, she has not been talked about at all.
Correct. Yep.
She will most likely be talked about because her daughter is in the season 2. So
Although they're estranged, as even though she's very proud of her.
no. What I'm saying though is she at least be
Yeah,
talked about is more of what
I
I'm
know what
getting
you're
at.
talking about. I know what you're
That
talking
doesn't
about.
mean she's going to physically be there. I'm curious if she does. I I
I
loved her
think
as
she
Amanda
will be.
Waller.
Yeah.
Well, as Amanda Waller, I think she's just incredible, and it's
She plays that part so well. Like
so well. And
I forgot how good she was
remember how
in
I said I wasn't sure about her because they didn't give it to the woman who voiced her in all the animated movies, and
Yep.
then I showed you a picture of that woman. You were like, "Well, that she looks the part," and like she has the voice for it.
Yep.
So you were like, in my mind too, I was like, "That's Amanda Waller," and
Yep.
then Viola Davis just killed it out of the park, and a Rhode Island native, and I will bring it up
I
every time.
and you bring it up every single time.
I will never not bring it up.
And I always forget about it until you bring it up, and then
And then you're like this again. I try to forget it every year. Every time he brings it up, I try to forget it. Um,
I try to forget there's very few reasons why I think about how you think Rhode Island is a decent state, and then you bring up this one. I'm
oh
like, all
no
right,
no no! I
you
don't think
get
it's a
1
decent
point.
state. She grew up in like the poorest part of Rhode Island.
Oh, did
Um,
she?
no, oh yeah, 100%. And
Well,
in
good for
fact,
her.
she still donates a lot of her money. Well, I shouldn't say a lot of her money. Um, but her money to the place where she like first started acting
Good for her. That's
in
remembering her roots. So
Central
that's
Falls.
good on her.
Um, but she does. So she makes it a. She kept it a secret for a while, and then it got out. Um, I think.
Everyone's allowed their
Oh
privacy.
no!
So
I think it was that like somebody like they wanted to like really like praise her because she's an incredible person, so they did it without her permission. Well, I don't know if it was without her permission. I shouldn't say that, but at the very least, like she made it clear like she wanted to be private, and then all of a sudden,
it
years
wasn't.
later, it wasn't.
Yeah.
But anyway, that being said, she's a phenomenal actress. But she as Amanda Waller has been like the highlight of all of the Suicide esque shows
Oh
and
yeah.
movies.
Oh yeah. Any scene that she's in, she kills it. Like she is.
She is she is Amanda Waller. I can't think of anybody else now. And that to me is like realistically, I think we can agree it was Harley Quinn, it was Peacemaker, and it was Amanda Waller. Those three were staying.
Yeah.
Like they had to.
Yeah.
Like they were in.
I would love it if the other actors came back because they played their parts really well. But I mean, like those three, like they have to stay.
They did. I think for me, it's not that everyone else didn't do as well. For me, it's like those three are so standoutish.
They were
Like
the standout. Yeah.
you can't not think of anybody else but
And
them.
like I had said before, is like even Rick Flag. Like he
No,
was a standout
we,
too,
to
but
be fair,
because they
if
killed him,
no, to be fair, if he was still alive, nobody else could play him. I agree.
exactly. That's why they brought him back from from the first one.
Yes.
So
But yeah, no, I loved it. But anything else, or do you want to go to your character spotlight?
that's all I can think about. I mean, we've already seen the movie, so there's really no spotlights to really like. Oh, surprised by this or whatever. We already knew what happened.
Correct. Because there was no other characters we saw like in the prison that were like cameos other than Calendar Man. I feel no, that's not true. Ragdoll.
Yeah, there was a couple characters, but it was like
No,
minor characters.
they didn't mean anything in anything, but they were interesting to see that they were technically live action.
Yeah.
So I'm sorry, who is your character spotlight this week?
So I think we talked about this a while ago, but
Oh,
because
he wasn't looking. I literally was this.
all right, guys, time to go. We are going to pass over my character spotlight tonight, and
No, I'm only kidding. No, who is it?
so I'm going to talk about Hawk Girl, but specifically Hawk Girl that appeared in the Hawk Girl that was a part of Superman.
Okay,
So
not the one we grew up with.
not the one we grew up with, the one that was presented in Superman. Um, I
Okay.
think we might have talked about it before because as I was looking through this, I was like, I kind of remember this, but I don't remember anymore because it's been so long. So, the hot girl from Superman, her name is Kendra Saunders. And she was she was introduced in August of 1999.
Oh,
Long time ago.
a lot
Um
longer than I thought. I'll say that.
yeah, that's for sure. So, Kendra Saunders was a young Latina woman who died by suicide. When Kendra's soul
I know. It's just it's always a sad beginning. Always. It's like it
superheroes
never
have to
fails.
have a sad, it has to be a sad origin. It
I
can't
I know, and it was just
it's a
really quick.
trope that can't I know you weren't expecting
No,
it to just like that.
no, I wasn't expecting like that, but I think for me too. Like there was they make this joke. I don't know if you've ever seen it, like D&D, and they talk about wizards and they're casting these spells that are made up. Well,
Yeah.
one guy casts his other wizard friend as Batman, and he goes, "I'm a billionaire and I'm intelligent," and then all of a sudden he goes, "Mom, Dad, what are you doing here?" And then they get killed in front of him. And I go, "Oh my god, like accurate!" But that's not what I was expecting. And so I'm sorry, that's the only thing I could think of because it's like that's hilarious, but it's not.
I don't know if when we're watching this back, I'm gonna have to slow down a little bit and actually pay attention to when I'm listening to this, because when you mention his parents, I think it like a registration showed on my face about where it was going. So when
No,
like
I think so too. Because it was no, but it was just hilarious because it was one of those things where it's like they were trying to cast spells at each other just to mess with them, and they were
yeah,
all like supposed to be minor inconvenience. And then this one was like, "I cast you to be Batman," and he's like, "Haha, jokes on you! I'm now a crime-fighting
crime
good guy
fighting
who's a
billionaire.
billionaire." And it's all of a sudden like, "Mom, Dad, what are you doing here?" And he's like, "No."
So messed up.
So funny. So, anyways, her mother died of suicide.
No, she died of suicide.
Oh, she killed herself.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm so sorry. That's why I went down that tangent. I'm so sorry. I thought you said her mother. I apologize. That's even funnier. I went on a tangent because I thought I heard mother. Um. Okay. So she killed herself.
Let's start from the beginning. Kendra Saunders was a young Latino woman who died by suicide.
That's what they say.
Nowhere did I mention mother.
I think I just mentally decided because you said all the other stuff beforehand. So I'm like, this is a different person. This is a different. This obviously is their mother. So anyway, I guess it's tragic. I mean, she ended her own life, not her parents. So that's positive, I guess.
I can't. All right. When Kendra's soul left her body, that of her grandfather's first cousin, Shira Sanders Hall, the Golden Age Hawk Girl, and Carter Hall's wife, entered it, making Kendra a walk in. Her grandfather, a former OSS agent and globe-trotting adventurer, Speed Saunders, recognized this and, in part, due to a change in eye color, and encouraged his granddaughter to embrace her destiny as the new Hawk Girl. Did you follow any of that?
So okay, what I got out of that was she ended her life, but her spirit went up and met her great grandmother.
Her grandfather, her grandfather's first cousin.
Sorry, first cousin. I apologize. And she was the was that the hawk girl that we know?
No,
Possibly. Okay.
she was the Golden Age Hawk Girl.
I know. I don't. I
No,
know you said golden age. I don't know which hawk girl that is. That by itself doesn't help me.
yeah, no,
And that's why I
I
was asking
understand.
because
I just clicked on it to try to see if it says
which one?
what she appeared in. So this Hawk Girl appeared in Smallville. She appeared in Stargirl, um, DC Superhero Girls.
Yeah, they're all in that one.
Yep.
You're a female. You're in that. Harley
She
Quinn's
also
good.
appears in Harley Quinn. Huh?
Oh, she appears in Harley Quinn. How come I don't remember her?
That's yeah. It says she makes an appearance in Harley Quinn.
I'm wondering if she's. Well, she would still be Hawk Girl. I was like, I'm wondering if she wasn't in like regular costume. Okay, so anyway, so it's a relative of hers, a distant relative, obviously, and because she was Hawk Girl, her grandfather's like, you gotta be Hawk Girl. And then she comes back from the dead, is the confusion I have.
Also, she appeared in the. This is Shiera Sanders Hall. So the grandmother was the Hawk Girl that was in Injustice, and she was
Oh,
in
Injustice.
Injustice, and she was the one that was the Hawk Girl in the comic Injustice, which makes sense because the comic and the game is
It's the
tied
same thing.
together.
Same thing. Okay. So anyway, so she was told to embrace her heritage. She becomes the new Hawk Girl, but but she's dead? Question mark.
Yes. Comics,
No,
man.
no. But you get my point. Where I'm like, right now she's just a dead person deciding to be Hawk Girl,
Uh
right?
huh.
Okay.
Uh huh. Uh huh.
Okay.
Yep.
I'm trying. Like this one's a hard one. I'm sorry.
I'm reading it and it's a hard one.
All right.
So
I feel better now. I feel better. I actually feel 1,000 times better because I'm thinking I'm an idiot, and it's like you're reading it. I have no clue. I'm like, okay, good.
wait until this line. Kendra had a daughter named Mia who is shown but not mentioned. Just
How do we know her name? How do we know her name? Please continue. This one's gonna hurt.
I'm breaking Scott.
I got broken up to the first when I found out it wasn't her mother. It was her. That's when I died. I was done. Now I'm thinking about being the next Hawkman.
uh, still believing herself to be Kendra, she debuted as a hero using the original Hawk Girl's equipment and set out in search of a being called the Fate Child. Actually, her own reincarnated son, Hector Hall. This led to a meeting with the Justice Society and Kendra's induction to the team.
All right, I need a minute.
Okay, so after this,
No, no,
my
no.
understanding is that she is dead. Her spirit left her body.
Yes.
She encountered her grandfather and her cousin's first removed self, and
Well,
then
it wouldn't be her first cousin. It would be her grandfather's first cousin.
grandfather's first cousin.
So it
So
would be her
and
like
then
her.
when
It would be a first cousin twice removed.
yes, and then when encountering them in the spirit world, they convinced her to go back to her body and become Hawk Girl.
That's what I got too. But she came back thinking she was.
But she was still herself, not Hawk Girl.
Oh.
Correct.
Oh wait, so she came back thinking she wasn't Hawk Girl? I read that wrong. I heard that
Still
wrong.
believing herself to be Kendra.
Is Kendra her name? I thought Kendra was
Her
the name of.
her human self is Kendra.
All right, my apologies. My apologies. I get confused because again, I thought they were trying to say that she now believed herself to be like the cousin. Like she came back thinking
Oh
she was the
no,
cousin. That's
no.
what threw me off. Okay, no,
Her
now I get it.
the cousin is Shaira,
Sorry. Yep.
who is the other Hawk Girl. She currently has all of Kendra's memories, but almost none of Shaira's, save for fighting experiences. So she has all of her memories. And are you playing with the lighting?
No. Am I lying? Yes.
I just look over with your stupid smile and I just see your coloring changing and I'm like, what is so funny? And I just see you morphing between colors. I'm like, this little.
Sorry.
So she has all of her memories and none of her ancestors' fighting abilities at the moment.
Okay.
This creates tension with the Hawkman since he remembers all of their past lives together and believes they are destined for each other. Kendra has been presented as a very troubled young woman, haunted by the murder of her parents by a corrupt cop and confused by her jumble of memories and feelings. She has operated as Hawkman's partner, but only recently begun to actually admit her attraction to him. The truth about Kendra's
Ew.
identity was eventually revealed to her by the angel Zariel. She
Which
is
is
one of
what?
huh?
I'm sorry. You were just about to say it. I apologize.
She is one of the heroes who fought in space during the Ron Tharian War, following the events of Infinite Crisis. A Zeta beam transporter malfunctioned, injuring many of the superheroes in space, including Hawkgirl, causing her to grow over 20 feet tall. Sometime later, her proper stature restored, Kendra was shown living in St. Roch, Louisiana, working in Stonechat Museum and protecting the city as Hawk Girl. She is also a returning member of the new Justice League, having effectively served with the team when the original members were previously missing. A brewing relationship between Hawkgirl and Red Arrow became one of the major subplots in the series, though it appears to have ended. Hawkgirl is now 100% Kendra Saunders. Shiera Sanders' soul left Kendra's body and moved on to the afterlife. Shiera hopes her death will finally remove the curse of Hath-Set. Um, Hath-Set is a villain in that is the arch nemesis of Hawkman and Hawkgirl.
Okay.
Let me go back real quick because Zairo was so Zairo is a guardian angel who served heaven for millions of years. He willingly falls to Earth to serve humanity as their champion and joins the Justice League.
Interesting.
He looks exactly like the Hawk people,
Okay.
but
Obviously, slightly different enough, I would
yeah,
imagine.
a little more flamey.
Um, could you be more specific on what that means, sir?
Do you want me to try to put the picture up? Here, let me.
Meaning like his wings are on fire? Okay. That's not what that meant when you said that. When you said that, that's not what came to my head. I want to
What
make that
came to
very
your
clear.
head?
Like he was more flaming.
Like on fire?
No, I took it as like a flamboyancy, like as
Oh,
like
oh.
yeah. I went that route and I was like, that doesn't. I don't think you mean that, and I was right. You didn't. Was that everything? Because I have a question. Or is there
Um,
more?
I mean, there is more. It's kind of talking about them in Hawkgirl in different iterations. So, if you want, I can continue for a little bit, or can stop there because there's a lot.
Yeah, I would say let's stop there only because my only question is Hawkman the same Hawkman that was with the original Hawk Girl?
They didn't specify.
Because that sounds a little weird that he's going after this younger girl, but I also don't, you know what I'm saying?
Well,
Did
now
they?
here's the thing: is like, yes, the body of Hawkgirl is younger, but as the idea of the Hawk people is that their essence is carried on from generation to generation. So yes, the body is younger, but the spirit is the one from a millennia ago. So I'll be
No, no, I
honest,
get it.
like
Here's the thing. I get it. I at least understand it now. I just don't like it. There's a
it's
difference.
still weird. It's still weird.
I'll say this
Yes,
like that. That's just me. I at least understand it, but it didn't make me feel better like I was hoping it would.
that's
Um,
fine.
what was the other thing I was gonna say? Um, no, I thought that was interesting. I got confused a little bit. I'm not gonna lie to you. This one was a tough one.
This one was definitely a tough one.
But overall, I mean, I'm glad that because I don't think I ever knew this particular character. Obviously, I always remembered the one from Justice League.
Yep.
I also didn't realize that Hawk Girl from Injustice was not the same Hawk Girl from what we grew up in. And what I mean by that is it wasn't the same character technically.
Yes and no. Yeah, because it was Shaira who was the one that we grew up with, but it's still not because obviously it's a different universe. Shaira, if I remember correctly, Shaira is the one that was from when we were kids. Um,
I thought this new one was the one from Injustice. That's what threw me off when you said that.
no, let me go back. Let me go back.
Please do.
All right. In other media, she was in Legends of Tomorrow, which I was about to say. Like they actually touch on this in that show.
Oh, okay.
In the film, she was in the Lego Batman movie. She was in
Which
the
doesn't
DC
count.
movie. Um, why does that not count?
Oh, Lego Batman. The Lego movies are just a whole different breed of things.
I mean, we're talking about comics, man. I mean,
All right, fair. No, no, no. You know what? That is very fair, because technically, Zach Galifianakis is the Joker.
um, let's see. Kendra Saunders appears in Justice League Heroes. Miscellaneous. Wait, hold on. No, I was looking up Shira. That's who I was looking. That's why this looks different. Um, oops, wrong button. Shira Sanders. There we go. Uh, in other media, she was in Smallville,
All right. No, I remember it now. She was in Smallville. She was in Injustice in the Injustice comics.
and she was in Stargirl
Stargirl, yes,
and Harley Quinn.
yes, yeah, you did say that. Um, all right. Well, I learned something new for sure. But for now, for next week, we're going to be talking about Fantastic Four.
I'm looking forward to this. I'm hearing
Mike,
early reports. I got started getting people coming in from early screenings, and they are actually saying that this is the best MCU movie. So, and
I mean, to
it's
be fair,
it,
the assumption was it was going to be. But like we also were very surprised with the Thunderbolts. So,
you were thinking that this was going to be top Ragnarok. I wasn't thinking that from the start.
well, it was. I'll say it this way: it was supposed to be, is what I'm getting at. Is like the idea was it was supposed, like this one was supposed to be.
Oh,
Like
okay.
the thought process was this was going to be like the movie, like it was going to make or break. Like it, and not to say like everyone was going to be like, oh, it's going to be incredible, but the idea was like it was either going to be incredible or crap. Like there was going to be no in between. That was the
Okay.
assumption.
Well,
So
I mean, I for me, I didn't think that. I was thinking
okay,
this was going to be like a I I was thinking that this was going to be a great movie. I wasn't thinking it was going to be the best thing ever, but I didn't think it was going to be terrible.
okay, fair enough.
So, like that was my going into at this point.
That's
Like
fine.
I'm kind of at that point with the MCU with how everything's been being handled. But if it's even better than great, I'll be pleasantly surprised and more than happy to take it in.
I'm also supposed to be seeing it with Mike, but I have not been confirmed nor denied that. So we'll hopefully have that happen. Um,
As soon as this is done recording, that's my next thing. Gonna go buy those tickets.
I know, but I'm also it's also late, so I'm sorry. But anyway, so next week we're gonna be talking about Fantastic Four and what that's gonna lead to, because I'm assuming it's gonna lead directly into like it's gonna be a major plot point or a sneak peek of Doomsday.
Yep, this is supposed to. This is the rumor is this is going to lead directly into Doomsday. So
Correct.
we shall see.
Um, but for now, if you made it this far into the video, please make sure to like and subscribe down below. Other than that, this is going to be Scott and Mike signing out of the Black Heel Podcast. Have a wonderful night. Bye bye.